Tony here with RT WeGo, and I am working on our 2015 Honda CRV. I'm going to see if I can save ourselves and you some money working on the alternator. We didn't know when we bought this model that it has some weird quirks with the electrical system, but it seems to have weird things that happen with the charging and battery and stuff all the time. So last year I replaced the alternator and the battery, and now the alternator went out again. Driving it the other night, a bunch of the lights on the dash started flashing off and on, and I went to the store, had it tested, and it showed bad voltage regulator for the alternator. So they wanted $550 for the alternator. Now, the one I bought last year, I bought it through a friend of a friend and got a discount, but they don't work at the store anymore, so I can't swap it. So that kind of sucks. But that's a chance you take when you do that. If I had bought it myself, it would be warranted, replace it for free, but I didn't. So I can't do $550 right now. So I decided to order the parts and try it myself, changing the voltage regulator and the brushes that are inside. It's kind of cold out. When I actually started working on this and taking part to see if I could get into it, it was like 3 degrees. Now it's about 23 degrees, so it's still chilly. But so here's what I did so far. I took off the heat shield and I took off the faceplate to see if I could access the parts. And on the 2015 Honda CRV, you can get to it without taking the alternator off of the car. So it's there on the car, and I'm working on it as is. So I'll show you what I'm looking at. I took the heat shield off and then took the plastic faceplate off, and we can see the parts. So that is what we are trying to replace, and I got some small tools so I can get in there a little easier, and I'm going to use the Christmas gift that my wife gave me this Christmas. It's one of those cameras on a line so I can see what I'm doing. So I have my camera set up to look down there to help me see what I'm doing, because I won't be able to see what's in here. It's just a small space and my hands are going to be in the way. But one side is a screw and the other side is like a hex head. Let's see if I can get this out. It's going to be fun trying to not drop this when I take it out. Yay, there's one. This other one's right here on top, so it's easy to get to. It's right here. That one's out. For some reason, the other side are a hex head. Let's see if we can get on that one. Okay, that one took a little bit of doing, but it's, don't drop it. But it's going to fall. My fingers are cold. Here we go. The other one should be right here on the top. Let me re-angle my camera. Yep, the other one's right here on the top. My fingers are cold and not wanting to cooperate, and this piece of metal right here is sharp. Well, there we go. All right, now Once those are out, let me see if I can get you over here a little bit closer so we can see what we're doing. The brushes right here, zoom in a little bit. The brushes are this little piece in the middle, and this should just pull straight out. Like that. And then the voltage regulator just pops right off too. So let's go take a look at these and warm our fingers up. So this is the brush that we took out. It's got the little brushes. That one doesn't look too bad. It's not very badly worn. I can't see the back one. There's one in the back as well. These press down. Doesn't look too badly worn. Kind of worn. You can see a little groove inset on the new one. I'll show you here. This is what they look like new. So that's the new one. And this is the old one. It's a little bit worn, but not horrible. And there's plenty of room for it to spring in there. These press down. I don't have an easy way to show you that. Now the voltage regulator. This is the old voltage regulator. It's just this little compartment doohickey. This looks different than the one that I ordered. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue. I don't know the difference in these, other than they look different and they're made different. And what we're going to do when we put this new one in, when we're going to compress these, we're going to push them down, and I'm going to take something really small, like this drill bit, and put through that hole to hold them down until we actually slide it in, and they'll be engaged. When we pull that out, it'll be engaged with the system. So these are supposed to be matching pieces according to the kit that I ordered online, and matched up what I could on the numbers and the years and the model and so forth. Let me do a little research and see if I find anything different. Okay, so the other video I watched said, oh, you just slide a little nail or a little thing in there. I've got a little wire brad I used because the drill bit I had was too big for this little small hole. But you have to take something and compress those down in there, like a little small screwdriver, and press those down. And then you need like a third hand to coordinate holding this, pressing that in from the other side, and keeping those compressed so you can run that little brad in there. And then what I'll do is when I install it, you sit it in there, put the screws in, and just pull that out, and those will engage. So that should be that. That's ready to go. There is this little metal connector piece right here that I'm going to straighten up slightly with a pair of pliers very gently, because I don't have any way to solder anything. And then when I put this new one in, what I'm going to do is put this little fold over thing on it and close it up with a pair of needle nose pliers, clamp that down on that metal thing. And let's hope that holds. Now let's see if I can put these little screws back in without dropping them. Sure. Easy peasy, right? I want to secure this regulator before I try to clamp that little fold over thing, because that little piece of metal in there is very flimsy and I don't want to break it off. So part of me wants to try to hurry because it's cold, but you can't really hurry this because you end up dropping stuff, right? And sometimes I drop stuff even when I don't hurry. So I got the one with the hex hit on the other side in. Let me see if I get this screw back in here. So the regulator is in. Now to see if I can get the brushes in. Oh, no. First, let me crimp this little fold over clamp thingy on that piece of metal. And try to do so carefully so I don't break it off. And I'm wondering if that might have been part of the problem. It looks like it had been soldered in the past. This is probably a remanufactured piece. And if it was soldered, it looked like that solder broke or wasn't soldered very well. That might have been the issue all along. Don't know. Okay, I think I have that on there. Let me look on here because my eyesight sucks. All right, so I've got that clamped on there. Let's hope that's good, right? Now I get the brushes back in there. So I've got that little pin holding the brushes down. That's supposed to just slide right in. They always say that. Oh, it just slides right in. It just goes right on there, right? Try not to mess up this little cap here. Okay, that did it. Slid right on there. This would be the screw. And I'm gonna put on the top side. We'll go back and tighten up this side with the screw in it. So those are both tightened up. We tighten up both of those. Now let's take our little holder nail out that's holding those brushes down. Don't want to forget that. Now, those brushes will be engaged where they should be. Let's hope. And now we can start putting things back together. Things you all did not see me take apart originally, like this faceplate. All right. So we've got the regulator in, we get the brushes in. Those are all tightened down. This faceplate goes on here, like so. And there are 3 screws that hold it in. Three bolts, excuse me. They're not screws, they're bolts. 3 of those hold it in. One is right here on the top. One is down a little bit and one is towards the bottom. They're somewhat easy to get to, I guess. Not as bad as those little tiny screws because they're long enough you can get them started by hand. I think those were a 10 millimeter, I believe. No, they are not a 10. They are an 8. So anyway, tighten these 3 bolts down. And then for the heat shield. Yeah. For mine, the bolts on this heat shield are like 11. It's like a 10 millimeter, almost fits on it. And mine only has 2 bolts because, like I said, I'm good at dropping stuff. And the last time when I changed that last summer, I dropped the 3rd bolt that goes on this heat shield. You just need to start that back bolt first. Makes it a little easier instead of this front one. Now, all right, we can reconnect our stuff. Let's put that little clip back on. Where did I sling this off to? All right. Put that on here. That one was 12. All right, that is on. Boot secured. Clip, everything's bolted up. Let's get tools out of the way. Okay, tool check. Tools are out of the way. Battery is reconnected. I did have that disconnected while working on it. So let's see if I wasted my time or if I fixed it. Woohoo! Okay. Dash lights are not going crazy. All right. Don't hear anything grinding or sounding weird. Let's see what this thing reads. Charging, yay. It was reading 12.7 without anything on it, so it's charging 14.41. So we've got charge. It's staying steady. Yay. Okay, so for a 2015 Honda CRV, if your alternator goes bad and they test it and say it's a voltage regulator, you can change it yourself. It's right there on top, easy to get to, especially if you have smaller hands than mine. Small hands, you can get in there easier, but you don't have to take the alternator off, unhook your battery, take the parts off, replace the parts, put them back. Try not to drop the screws. And 45 bucks for parts instead of 550 for a whole new alternator. Thank you. Hope this helps you if you're having this problem. Now that it's warmed up, it's running 12.4. If I turn the load on, like the lights and the radio and the heater, it goes back to 14.4. Turn them off, it comes back to this. So looking good.